Hello and welcome back, I'm Sean, and today we're checking out a budget-friendly studio monitor from Edifier to see if it's better than its older brother, the MR4. So let's check it out. So the first thing that I love about the speaker unit is the array of connectivity that you get with it. So you get RCA connections, 2 1/4-inch TRS balance port, as well as Bluetooth connectivity, so that's pretty nice. And on top of that, you're not limited to only connecting to one source at the same time, and if you're connected and playing music via the RCA aux port, you can still connect it simultaneously to Bluetooth, and if you have an incoming call, it will still ring via the Bluetooth connection without needing to switch. So that's really nice. I also like the driver design setup here that you get with the speaker, with a smaller tweeter up top and also a larger dynamic driver at the bottom. Not only that, the design of the driver with that carbon fiber look and that copper cone inside really looks super nice. I also like the Edifier include the headphones jack at the front of the speaker for easy connection if you want to monitor audio late at night, so this is also a must feature whenever I choose studio monitors. And sound quality of this speaker is also really good for an all-in-one powered speaker, and you really get quite a dynamic sound signature from this speaker. And finally, the power and volume you get with this speaker is extremely good, and I'm quite sure you're not going to run out of volume with this speaker. So to the points where I think this speaker could do better, first of all, I really wish that this speaker has a subwoofer out and also a low pass filter switch to pass off the low ends to a dedicated sub. So this feature will be extremely useful if you want to add additional dimensions to your audio setup, and I think it's quite a missed opportunity here. So the sound signature that Edifier rated here is from 52Hz to 40 kHz, meaning the low end doesn't really get extremely low. Although the sound quality is good, bass could also be a little bit deeper, and we'll talk about sound quality later on. Another area I think is a big missed opportunity here is for your speakers to have a better Bluetooth chipset. So you get a Bluetooth 5.4 chipset here, but only running the SBC codecs. So since the MR3 is marketed as a studio monitor, why not throw in a higher end Bluetooth chipset with LDAC or aptX support to complete the offering? So what we get here feels more like a dedicated monitor only, and you get penalized for having lower quality audio streaming if you want to use Bluetooth. So this speaker is also Edifier's budget line of studio monitors and comes in at a price of $120 or about 469 Malaysian ringgit, and you should be able to find them discounted from Edifier from now and then. So do check out the links to find out the latest pricing, and if you find value in what you hear and like what you see, do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so that YouTube algorithm can pick this up. And if you want to buy the speaker, do check out my links below. So sound quality on this speaker is pretty decent, and Edifier markets this as a flat sound signature studio monitor. So as mentioned, it provides you with a range between 52Hz to 40 kHz. Based on that spec, the higher ends are good, but the lower ends don't get low enough. And I think all is still good for an all-in-one powered studio monitor, and the only thing to take note here is that you don't get a subwoofer out port, so you don't really have that flexibility to connect it to any subwoofer system in the future. Fortunately, you do get a low and high knob at the back of the speaker to tune the sound signature further, and in my case, I usually boost the highs quite a bit because I like that slightly sharper sound signature at the top end. And for the bass, depending on the music that I'm listening to, I'm usually hovering between 70 to 100% all the way to get the most of the bass performance. So bass wise, especially in wired high-res audio mode, you get a higher quality mid-bass tom with the speaker. And I noticed that for the sub-bass, you'll be getting certain sub-bass rumble, but it doesn't reproduce all of the lowest frequency that is normally passed on to a subwoofer, which is quite good if you ask me. And playing the sub bass in Doing It Right by Daft Punk, you're gonna hear about 60% of the sub bass notes that gets reproduced perfectly. So there are 4 of the main sub bass notes in Doing It Right, and the first, second, no problem. The third one is the lowest drop, which usually most speakers don't get to reproduce it, and in the case of the MR3, it doesn't get reproduced well as well. And the last one, which is decent as well, so the last one will be reproduced. So 3 out of 4 of the sub bass notes can be generated well. So mid vocals here is good sounding, clean, clear and sharp, and with little to no distortion even at louder volumes. However, this is in line-in mode, and I do notice that if you're using it in Bluetooth mode, it doesn't get as sharp and clear and tend to have a slight muffling at the back end of the vocals. This is mainly due to the fact that it's streaming in SBC codec only with that Bluetooth 5.4 chipset. Highs here is sharp and sparkly, and it mainly sounds great in wired mode, and if you turn up the high knob at the back of the speaker, it sounds good. Again, with Bluetooth mode, I notice lower resolution in the highs as well, but I don't get any distortion here in Bluetooth mode, which is good, but it's definitely noticeably less high resolution. And in my opinion, to get the best out of this speaker, you definitely need to play them in wired high-res audio mode.
The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting strong.
I really like the design and look of the MR3, and similar to the MR4 we've checked out previously, you're getting a basic MDF wood cabinet as the entire body panel of the body, which manages resonance really well. But the front of the unit is mainly plastic panel, and it's all beautiful and all, especially with this white model. But I would advise against getting the white model because it feels like this type of white plastic that will discolor over time, leaving you with a plastic turning yellow while the wood stays white behind. So that's maybe something you need to consider. And at the front here, you're also going to get two driver setup, a 1-inch tweeter at the top, as well as a 3.5-inch mid to low dynamic driver at the bottom. And I love the design here because of that copper color cone in the center of the driver, which gives the speaker a lot more sophisticated look. At the bottom, you're also going to get a headphones and auxiliary jack at the front. This is for you to easily plug in the headphones so you can monitor them better if you need to be working late through the night, and also a knob in the front to control the volume as well. So this knob also lets you swap between the different modes. So you can also press it to swap between Bluetooth, RCA, as well as a TRS or auxiliary port. So on the left satellite, you'll be getting mainly an Edifier logo and nothing else. And at the back of the left speaker is also pretty basic, where you only get the speaker connection port, which uses the red and black speaker cables for connection and power. And on the right satellite, this is where you get all your connectivity. So at the top, you're going to get your bass reflex port, and below that, you're going to get Bluetooth buttons so you can press and put the speaker into pairing mode. So below that is also your acoustic tunings, which you get your low and high adjustments. And below that, you also get a TRS balance auxiliary port. So these are 6.35mm or 1/4-inch ports that you can connect to your speaker directly to an audio interface or a mixer or a turntable. So below that is also your standard RCA unbalanced port, and next to that is again your speaker connection for the left and right speaker, and also the power button at the bottom. So this speaker unit is also really light, coming at only 3.85 kilos for both of these satellites, and is really easy to carry and install. So the MR3 comes with a rated 18 watts RMS per speaker unit, giving you a total of 36 watts of power, which honestly is quite plenty for a small studio or room use. Using it in direct RCA mode and maxing out the volume knob on the speaker itself, I get to a comfortable listening volume at around 30% volume. Pretty decent, and 50% volume with the setup is already very loud for me. And I'm surprised that this range from a comfortable to loud is only so small, but that means that you have plenty of power to run all the music that you want, and anything above 50% volume is risking my neighbors calling the cops. So the Edifier Connex app here works great, and what I like about this speaker is that you'll be able to connect the speaker to your cable connection via RCA or your TRS, while at the same time connect it via Bluetooth to your phone to customize it further in the app. So at the homepage, you see the speaker that you have here in the color that you bought your speakers in, as well as the high-res audio logo light up if you're connected via cables. At the homepage here, you're going to get a sound effects control, and inside here you get two different controls. So first is your EQ controls here, which you can choose between monitor, music, or customize. And under customize, you get a 6-band EQ to customize the audio further, and there isn't any frequency selector or Q factor adjustments here. Under acoustic tuning, you get 3 additional tunings, including low cutoff, acoustic space, as well as desktop control, and you get the question marks to tell you more about each of the controls. So you also get the volume control, so you don't really need to reach out for the physical knob on the speaker itself. Rather, you can use the volume here, and you can choose between 0 to 30. So there isn't too much in the settings tab, so that's basically all the features you get with the Edifier Connex app. Overall, there are many things that this speaker does well, especially in the sound quality department, and also the integration between the different connectivity options. And I wish that this Bluetooth codec would be better, but to be honest, at $120 is really not that bad, especially in this class. So if you want to check out another studio monitor from Edifier, the MR4 right up here is quite a good option. Else you can also check out the high-end speaker from Edifier down right over here, and I think you're going to love everything about the QR65 as well. So I'll see you over at those videos.